All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hustle Podcast. We're on episode 20. My name is John. I'm your host, and we have my co-host,
Gabriel Arambula.
That's right. If you guys are new here, what we talk about on this podcast is everything mindset, business, entrepreneurship, how we can add value to you guys, and also share our mistakes throughout our entrepreneurial journey. That way you can avoid making the same mistakes and expedite your process. All right. Without further ado, you ready?
Episode 20,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Episode 20, baby.
It's here.
Super excited,
Dubs.
right? So, what we have in store today is a great topic that I firmly believe every single person on this planet, they must cultivate if they want to be successful or obtain any kind of wealth, reach any goal they have, whatever the case. All right. Without further ado, topic is power of having a long-term mindset. Why it's important to cultivate a long-term mindset as opposed to short-term, which is essentially instant gratification.
Boom. That's right. Spoiled little brats out there.
That's right.
You want it now.
Yep. It's like we've been so conditioned in society and also our environment to get things right away, right?
Oh, yeah, convenience.
We live in such a convenient society where, like, when you wake up, you can just go to your fridge and make breakfast, or pour cereal,
or just like open a little package and call it breakfast.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like that.
Just call that breakfast, right? Even Amazon, you can just order something and have it get shipped to you. It's convenient, but what we don't realize, that's making us be dependent on just things coming easy to us, right? It's like convenience, things are easy.
And it's like it's evolution. It's evolution, but it's almost like evolution's making us lazier.
That's right.
It's making us lazier. It's not making me lazier.
Oh yeah.
It's not making you lazier, but it has the ability or potential to make society lazier, right? The convenience. And so it's like, I think having a long-term mindset now for many could be challenging because of the modern conveniences that we have now. And it gets easy to rely on those things like, okay, I'm going to go to Starbucks and get an espresso real quick rather than just making an espresso at my house. Dude, I had an espresso machine for the longest time and I never used it. I'd literally go to Starbucks to get espresso every morning.
Right.
Because it was just convenient, right? But and then it's okay. God bless you. John's allergies kicking
My
in
bad,
right
guys.
Here.
Every morning I have allergies somewhat, but today is a little stronger. However, we're still doing this shit. We're still doing a podcast. It don't matter.
Yeah.
A little bit
allergies
sick, whatever.
Or no allergies, we got this.
Yes, it's whatever,
This, right?
Main thing is be consistent, and that ties in with the long-term mindset. Because I know that these days, like, it's gonna be hard. We're gonna have hard days, tough days. Things are
gonna get the sniffles.
Yeah,
we're gonna stub our toes.
Right. We're gonna have a massive headache. We're gonna be like sick to the stomach. Whatever.
Our dog's gonna poop on the carpet.
That's right.
No, I don't even have a dog. I don't even like indoor pets. I'll take an outdoor dog.
Hey, same.
Have a cat.
I love cats though.
Don't want it.
But however, we're still showing up.
I'm looking on my shirt for like cat fur.
That's probably why I have the allergy. It's cat fur.
That's what it is?
No, it's not. All right, cool. So what were you saying about long-term mindset?
I don't know, man. Long-term mindset. Having a long-term mindset is stifled by the modern conveniences that society provides. And, we have to ask ourselves as individuals, like, are we using these conveniences to our advantage or to our disadvantage, right?
Yes.
And a lot of times you may look at the way you use these conveniences and think of them as an advantage when in all actuality, they may be a disadvantage. Yep. I can go to Starbucks and go get my espresso and it can take me maybe 20 minutes, or I could make a coffee or an espresso at my house and it takes me 5 minutes. Yep. So I'm saving time and money, right? It seems like it's easier to just go drive to Starbucks. Boom. But, it's okay. To each his own. You got to do what works for you. But that's just an example of, how we could use modern conveniences for an advantage or disadvantage, and we have to think how we can use them for advantage. So modern technology allows us to record and produce this podcast on our own very easily, to where we could put out 2 podcasts a day, and if we wanted to,
Yep.
we could put out more on top of working 10 plus hours a day in our businesses. So it's like, John's like editing nonstop. We're recording,
Yeah.
creating these bits, creating this actual content, and we know that if we continue doing this, we have a commitment to record at least 2 podcasts per day, Monday through Friday, and then put out 2 podcasts per day as well. For now, we might bank some podcasts and put them out, just one a day, but at any rate, we know that if we do this, we know it's crazy. We know it sounds crazy. At least we think. I don't know. Maybe it's not crazy. Is 2 podcasts a day crazy?
Should be normal.
Is working 10 plus hours a day crazy? I don't know. You tell me. For us,
Yeah.
it's not, because we know right now, if we do that consistently, a year from now, we'll be at a different spot, and it will be elevated. And a year from there, 2 years from now, same thing. And we continue on this trajectory, on this journey, on this marathon. And what happens is we're wired to think so short term. Part of it is the reptilian brain. Me hungry, me go kill animal, me cook animal, me eat, me happy, right? But now it's like, oh, I'm hungry, let me get a number 5 from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? Or I need a new sweater. Let me go to the store and get a sweater.
That's right.
Right? It's all these modern conveniences. I need a job, but let me just collect a welfare, an unemployment check for a little bit, right? And like all these little things, right? That all these little conveniences that we have that make it easy to get comfortable and not want to do what it takes to excel and to elevate your life. And I mean, maybe you don't want to and you don't care, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's good for you. Do you? But if you're like talking and acting in a way that you want to do better, but you're not doing anything about it, like, shame on you. Like, honestly, your results are directly tied to the effort you put forth. And if you're not attaining the desired results, you're either not putting forth the required effort, or you're doing all the wrong things, or some of the wrong things. But at any rate, thinking long term is critical. And then also too, like changing, like when it comes to changing your situation, I think a lot of times when we're faced with decisions and we have to pivot and we have to make changes in life, we sometimes postpone the short term or temporary discomfort for attaining the life that we know would make us happier. And just like you reiterated, John, that comfort, being comfortable, that comfort is a killer. And we say, hey, it's easier if I just stay in this temporary situation, if I stay in this job for just a little longer. I hate it and miserable, but I'm just going to stay here. They got good benefits, right? Good health coverage. It's a good hourly rate. I get paid $50 an hour, man. That's good. I get paid $50 an hour, man. I gotta hang on to this one, man. Got a 401k. They match my contribution up to 3%.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I'm gonna hang here a little longer. I hate it. It's miserable. I hate my life right now, but man, it's $50 an hour.
I like what you mentioned about
take that pay cut.
How
go start that business. Do what's in your heart. Go through that. Make those sacrifices. Get rid of the car. Sell your car. Get a cheaper car.
Mm-hmm.
Move back in your parents' house. Like, stop eating out.
It's like people are so used to comfort. They're so used to convenience, so used to comfort, but that makes them weak.
Yeah,
that makes
but
them
even
very,
now,
very
bro,
weak. Even
it's even worse now.
Yeah, dude. But
Because now
what's
people want to get
cool?
comfortable and they want to flex.
That's right. What's cool as well, you could still use things that make life easier, but you want to do it intentionally, right? Understand that if you use it, you still want to like develop that skill of being able to let's say for example, right? Building a business. Like building a business, you have to have the long-term mindset. like like for a job, you're so used to getting like paycheck bi-weekly, like guaranteed pay. But for a business or even in a sales position, you have to build your pipeline. You have to work months without pay to build out your book of business so you can get those sales down the line. But if you hold on to that instant gratification, the short-term mindset, the convenience of getting bi-weekly pay, you're going to quit very quickly, because when you don't get that paycheck after 2 weeks, you're like, oh shit, maybe it's not working. It's not for me.
Yeah, and well, then
But
also also too though.
if you have the long term mindset, you keep going. You understand, hey, like I'm building my foundation. I'm planting the seeds. I'm, watering
Yeah,
the plants.
yeah,
I'm cultivating the environment, right? And then the tree, the flowers will bloom, will blossom, and that's where the long term mindset comes into play. Everything
yeah,
in life, bro.
100%. But really, we want to make a point though. You're a dumbass if you get in a 100% commission position, and you're still got a crush on a biweekly paycheck. I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, great point. And you look at everything in life, there's no like anything worthwhile. It doesn't. It's not like a quick
It's not
result.
easily
It's, it's
attained.
it's
You got
not
to put
quick.
in the work. It's a sacrifice.
Like for planting a tree, it takes fucking years for a tree to
Yeah,
grow. Even like
and you got to take care of it.
that's right. And creating a baby, right? It takes 9 months for it to develop in the
But for
womb.
some, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the 9 months. Oh, I'm sorry. We're
Wait.
we're we're at different stages, right? Yeah, yeah. Because for some it takes seconds, some it takes minutes.
Wait. What?
I thought
Anyway,
you were talking about making babies.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Anyway, I continue. All right, go ahead.
I threw
Threw me
Johnny.
off. Threw
I
my
threw
flow.
Johnny for
You
a
see?
loop. I threw Johnny for a loop. But no, like again, just kind of going back to what John was
we keep
saying.
we keep going.
In
We still go.
yeah,
It don't matter.
it doesn't matter. So in
Yeah.
regards to that long term commitment and making decisions, one of the things that we all should be cognizant of in making these decisions and shifts in careers or businesses and planning, like you have to commit. Like anytime I've gone into a new position, like I've always said to myself, I got to commit for at least like let's give them and let's give this company or this business or idea a 90-day probation period, and after that 90 days I have to really analyze what I put in and the results I got, and if I'm doing something wrong or if it's just not a good fit. And the sooner you're able to come to that conclusion, the better, because it's okay to change your mind. If you like I was telling about the door-to-door B2B sales and telecom, like if it's not a good fit, you have to be okay with changing your mind and taking that risk to go and do what you should do or what you feel you should do, because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And you don't know if you just take that one risk to start that business, or if you just take that job offer, you might get to where you need to be. Oh, that was the tap for the edit tap for the sneeze.
We're not editing shit.
No, we're not editing nothing.
We're not editing a single thing.
Not one sneeze, not one sniffle, not one blow of the nose
'Cause
shall be omitted.
We keep it real.
And we can do
All right,
whatever
we
the
keep
heck
it
we want.
real.
It's our podcast.
As
And
long as
we
you guys
hope you
get
enjoy
value.
it.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
It's
oh
fun.
wow.
Whatever.
It's cool. Chew the fruit, spit out the seed.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Can you edit that out?
Yeah. No, we're not.
Oh man. So again, like I always think of skateboarding for me when it comes to business and thinking long term, because again, skateboarding is something that You don't just hop on a skateboard and you're like, whoa, boom, I'm doing kick flips and ollies and I'm on the jump wrap, getting air and doing X, Y, and Z. Like to skateboard and become good, it takes a commitment. You have to be able to see the result. Like when I'm trying a new trick or when I'm trying a trick I haven't tried in a while, I have to really be able to visualize myself landing that trick. And in business and in life, we have to be able to visualize that business. We have to be able to see our goals manifest in order to help keep ourselves going. You have to be a dreamer. Entrepreneurs, business people have to be a dreamer. Like, look at this thing, this phone. Someone dreamt this and made it happen. And it's kind of like we've said before, and I always think about this: how our thoughts, words, and our actions create our reality. And our reality, if we want it to be, could be this tiny little computer in our hands that we could run our lives on. That could be our dream. Our dream could be to build a whatever kind of business, but it's going to take a long-term commitment. There is no instant success, no one-hit wonders. All there is a path of getting your ass kicked over and over and over and over and over again until finally you get a dub, and then get your ass kicked over and over and over and over, and then boom, you get another dub, and then you get a right hook, and then you get another dub, and then you get
Yep.
an uppercut, and you get another dub. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're dishing out L's because now you're leveling up, and now you're becoming a leader in your marketplace. You're becoming a leader amongst your peers. You're becoming a leader amongst leaders, and you're adding value to your community. You're adding value to the industry. You're prospering. You're succeeding. You're winning. You're attaining your goals. And everything that you vision has now become your reality. And that is only going to happen if you commit long term and you make the required sacrifices to attain your goals.
Fire. Let that sink in. Right. Long-term mindset, long-term commitment.
Man, dude, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I've probably, I don't know how many jobs I've had. Let me run through this real quick. Let's go through this. This will be
Yeah,
fun. This
sure.
will be fun.
Yeah, that'll be good.
First job was at a car wash, a car wash, Ontario car wash, I think, across the street from Ontario Mills in Ontario, California,
I know Ontario
right by the
Mills, yeah.
15 freeway.
Mm.
Next, Rocky's Pizzeria. I delivered pizzas. I was a cook, a short order cook, and then
Yeah.
wash dishes and stuff. Just do whatever, right? And then I also got a job, and then after that, I got a job at the movie theater, Edward Cinema, at Ontario Mills, and then I also started working at Ontario Mills Mall, at a store there at the same time. I left the pizza place. I was working 2 jobs here. And then UPS. After UPS, Element Skateboards. After Element Skateboards, Pacific Mortgage and Lending. After Pacific Mortgage and Lending, did a short stint at Amerisave Mortgage. After Amerisave Mortgage, that's when I did the telecom company. And after telecom company, trademark lending and realty world, Bay Area with my boy Norm Sinai. Shout out to you, Norm Sinai. I gotta send my boy Norm this podcast. He'll love it.
Yeah.
Norm, you the man. I owe a lot to you, bro. Love you and your family. Your pops, God rest his soul. I always tell the story of when I walked in your office. I think I told it on one podcast. I'm gonna tell it again. Okay, couple curse words. So I walk in this office to present to Norm. This is a realtor broker that I was presenting to when I was at the telecom company that I talked about earlier.
Oh, that's right.
So I walk
yeah.
into Norm's office. Old dude at the front desk. Looked like he had some stories. He says, "How can I help you?" And I say, "Hey, I'm here to see the president or owner of the company." And he says, "He's in a meeting right now." And he says, let me see when he'll be available. So he walks back. I tell him who I am. He says he'll be out in about 15 minutes. Wraps up his meeting. Or no, excuse me, while he's wrapping up his meeting, I talk to Norm's dad, and I say, hey, so hey, what do you do here? And he says, I'm the bouncer. And I say, oh, right on, awesome. I said, what does that consist of? And he says, if I don't like you, I throw you out the fucking window. Is what he tells me, right? I say, I take a deep breath. I say, okay, how am I doing so far? He says, you're doing okay, right? So that was Norm's dad. He sold Corvettes in the Bay Area. They used to call him Mr. Corvette. But at any rate, long rabbit trail. I totally lost where I was going. So I'm going to try and figure out where I was going so I can get to my final destination, because it's all about a long-term commitment, right? And so when it comes to a long-term commitment, we need to make sure that we could visualize our goals, stay committed to those daily behaviors, those daily actions that will map to the desired results.
Yeah.
John's laughing here, Mr. Giggles, because I just keep rapping, and I probably still haven't gotten back to the first circle, because this rabbit trail right here, it's more than just a trail. This is a rabbit marathon. This is a rabbit marathon.
It don't matter.
And it's still going. We're still going. Because that's what we do.
Lose your train of thought, it don't matter. You keep going.
No,
you just keep going.
And it's not even a loss of train of thought. It's an integration of thoughts, because in my mind right now is a whirlwind of realities. It's almost as if it's a superpower, but it's also a blessing.
That's right.
And a curse in the same hand. And you got to take the blessings with the curses.
Yeah. You're talking about your jobs.
Oh, the jobs. Realty, we're in trademark lending.
No, he was just going through. Oh, I also should have thought. So what? I'm gonna keep going. Long-term advice.
All right, cool. Let's go back to Realty World trademark lending. After that,
oh man,
I went to Wireless Vision in Kansas. Wireless Vision. After Wireless Vision, went to a T-Mobile corporate, and then also to Keller Williams, working those at the same time.
Yeah.
And then after that, local real estate lending company doing loans, still at Metro PCS. And then, oh shoot, I'm out of breath, bro.
It don't matter.
And then here we are, doing this. That's what matters. But my point is, and what I wanted to get to is, sometimes I see individuals that I've hired and recruited and developed, hundreds of individuals. And one of the things, if not thousands, one of the things I've noticed when hiring and recruiting individuals, lack of commitment. Lack of commitment. People are lazy. Everyone wants instant gratification. It's worse now than it was then. It's crazy. And so we encourage you, we implore you, have that long-term mindset. Stay committed to your goals. Have accountability. If you need accountability, you want accountability, tap in. Maybe we could think of something. Maybe we could put together, I don't know, some kind of group or something.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Accountability is anonymous.
Accountability, mastermind, whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah, we're the kind of guys who like to give, add value.
I think I need some pillows in this chair.
Yeah, we should. Got some pillows. But yeah, other than that, guys, if you guys stayed for this long, you guys know how we roll. We keep it real.
Podcast number 20.
Number 20.
Can you roll with us?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. As you can tell, we crack a lot of jokes, even midway as well. But we're really big on adding value.
What John means is I was interrupting him by midway. He says, even we crack jokes even midway.
Yeah,
go on, John.
That's
I'm
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Even now too, cracking jokes, having fun. But we stay focused. We stay grinding. We grind 90% of the time, locking in, working hard, putting 12-hour days, and we sprinkle in some fun.
Got to. But why do we do it? At the end of the day, why are we here? Why are we doing this podcast?
To be rich.
Bro, that was your opportunity for the outro.
Well,
do you want to do the outro? Or should I do the outro?
Here's the mic.
All right. Well, here's why we do this podcast. Our number one goal is to add value and to build a community of like-minded individuals who want to grow and prosper with us through strategic partnerships and accountability. That was almost perfect. That was almost perfect. Dude, can I try again? And can we not edit it out? I'm going to try again and we're not going to edit it out. Right here
bloopers, right?
Okay.
Episode 20. Listen, we've been doing it for
We're leaving this in for episode 20.
We're leaving all of it in episode 20 just because so
it's
you
an
see the
anniversary
real
thing.
But typically we will edit a lot of parts that make it very clean, very smooth, professional for
Some
you guys.
Of them.
So of course
a lot
some
of them.
But you know, here's some behind the scenes for you guys.
There you go.
Here's how we do it. You know?
Here it is. Here's the outro. So the reason why we do this podcast is we want to add value to you. We want to create a community of like-minded individuals who want to grow and prosper with us through strategic partnerships and high-value business transactions. So we hope to continue on this journey with you, and we'll see you on the way, and we'll celebrate along the way. Over and out.
Let's go. Stay tuned, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, share with your friends. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.